to Understand Men Now. I'm your host, Jonathan Aslay of jonathanAslay.com, and I'm so excited to be shooting this short video for you today. Our topic, 99.9% of men get turned on when you do this. Now, real quickly, before I get started, if at the end of this video you go, this guy really resonates with me and you like my content, then I invite you to check out something called Midlife Love Mastery. There's a link right here below where it's a private group where I shoot videos on a daily basis. We have a once-a-month teleclass, and there's a library of content, and it's really inexpensive to join. And if you ask me questions in the group, I'll specifically shoot videos just like this for you on your personalized questions. Okay, let's get back into the topic. 99.9% of men get turned on when you do this. And it has nothing to do with sex. Let me just start off with that. You know, most men on a subconscious level want to feel respected by the person that they're with. Now, this may not seem like it's true because you've seen how men can act, so their behavior can be poor, they can be erratic, it can be inconsistent, they can be victims. I mean, there's all kinds of weak character people, which is really just a reflection of most childhood wounds that haven't been resolved. But ultimately, when someone has grown up, is an emotional grown-up, then there's something that turns them on that you can do that is so simple that demonstrates a level of respect, and that is asking a man's opinion about something or anything. Just simply saying, hey, I'd like to get your opinion on something, or I'd like to get your advice on something. So it's asking opinion or advice, which is really kind of the same, but not exactly the same. So let me give you an illustration of where I learned this, because it happened to me personally. I remember this is about, 4 or 5 years ago. I was having a second date with a woman, and I went to go pick her up at her house. And she had this beautiful home. And when we walked in, she's kind of showing me around her home, and she was doing some remodeling. And on the kitchen counter, she had several, I think 3 tiles, because she was thinking about retiling her kitchen, the kitchen floor. And she goes, I'd really like to get your opinion on these tiles. Tell me which ones you like and why. She says, tell me which ones you like and why. And what was so fascinating to me is in that moment, my chest kind of puffed up. I felt very strong. I felt virile because she was asking my opinion. She was asking my advice. Men love to give advice. Men love to share their opinion on things. So a great way to turn a guy on that is non-sexual is to actually ask his opinion or advice on something. In other words, you're going, hey, I'd like your help on something. I'd like to get your perspective. I'd like to get your advice. I'd like to get your opinion. I mean, there's a variety of different things, and some of you might be thinking, well, men don't like to be asked questions. But if you're actually beginning to date someone, and this was simply a second date with a really nice person, and by her doing that, I felt, like I said, my chest puffed up. I felt very respected in that moment. Now, she was very demonstrative. One of the things she did is followed my advice by practicing what I call NICE. And that's N-I-C-E, which is saying, say a person's name on a regular basis, ask questions. The I stands for inquisitive or be curious. The C stands for compliment, and the E stands for energetic enthusiasm. NICE, N-I-C-E. And what she did by asking me that question, by asking my opinion on something, or my perspective or my advice, it perked me up, it turned me on, it made me go, wow, she's a cool chick. I know I'm old school, I use the word chick, but that's what went through my mind. I'm like, she's a cool chick. She asked for my advice, and I felt really good about it. So that's my invitation for you. If you want to do this one little thing that turns on 99.9% of men, and the only guys it doesn't are those guys that are really emotionally unhealthy. I mean, incredibly emotionally unhealthy, and you don't want those guys anyway. But for the most part, any man who's an emotional grown-up, who's really in a great place in his life, besides turning him on sexually, if you want to turn on his heart, then ask his advice about something, ask his opinion, be inquisitive. Say his name on a regular basis, be curious, be complimentary, and be energetically enthusiastic. Okay, I'd love to get your thoughts on this video, so please post a comment below if this resonates with you. If you think this is rubbish, if you think I'm full of shit, then tell me about it. And once again, I definitely want you to check out my group called Midlife Love Mastery. Click the link below. Like I said, if you ask me a question, I will shoot you a personalized video for those in the group that are part of the Facebook group, and it's secret. Nobody knows about it. And certainly there's a lot of content in a once-a-month webinar. So definitely check it out, Midlife Love Mastery. Okay, I'm going to sign off this video as I always do, giving you a big, gigantic Jonathan Bear hug if I have your consent. Oh, thank you. Wishing you a wonderful day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye now.